Okay, let's try this again here. Let me see if I can bring up the live stream so I make sure it's working. Guess I could go to YouTube. Let's see my channel. I think this is me. Let's see. Check, check. I think this is me. Yep, that's me. Alright. I'll go ahead and copy the URL. We'll post it in the Discord. Live again. Feel free to tune in. Future posts will be under screenshot video. Or perhaps I'll make another sub channel, or what do you call them, channels? Subcategory for these new live streams. Okay, we got one person watching, which is probably me. Anyways, I want to do these live streams just to kind of experiment, see if people are interested in it, kind of follow along, kind of makes development a little more fun. I have people to chat to while I'm working. Okay, well, let's get started. So we left off putting the new audio ability to adjust volume on the various. So we added engine volume, we have music volume. Now perhaps we'll add the environment, such as the environment volume, such as wind and so forth. I think we'll add that really quick today. And then Flying Lion says here that we should adjust the multiplayer engine noises as well, because they could be annoying. And I was thinking we might need some volume adjustments on the drone engine. So there's that. Got some coffee here. Alright, let's get started. Well, so multiplayer. Let's take a look at that. So we want to adjust the volume of the engine. Okay, let's see. That would be on the paramotor first. So where do we, okay, here. So probably here. Paramotor multiplayer script. Okay, well this should be fairly easy. we'll just multiply it by main menu. Well, shoot, we don't have a reference to main menu controller, but we do have a reference to the multiplayer glider. Dot main menu controller dot volume engine. Okay. I guess we could do this throttle. I don't know why we add 0.2 to it, but probably a reason. All right. Semicolon. All right. So we added the volume engine setting on the multiplayer engine. Volume plus 0.2. I think it should work. Not really gonna test it right now, but we'll test it when I put the build live. It takes like, I don't know, 20 minutes to do a build and everything, so we'll just hope it works. You'll have to let me know when I put the Steam update live, and then we could do some more in-depth testing, but I'm pretty sure that should work. Okay, so that's for the paramotor. Let's do the trike really quick. Gonna compile the scripts. Yeah, anyone watching, feel free to ask any questions. This is just kind of experimental live stream. See if people are interested in something like this. Kind of gives me a little company while I work. Gosh, this is taking a while to compile. Got the stream up here on my right. I should see any questions that pop up. Okay. That finally loaded. Okay, let's see. The ultralight. Oh, that's using the same script, I think. Thought it might be different, but looks like the same one. I wonder what the drone uses. Drone. That one we might have to tweak here. Yeah, okay. Cut audio, radio, current. Oh. Interesting, the drone has a reference to cut audio. I wonder if we should add that to the paramotor as well. Maybe. So throttle percent times this times the cut radio. So if someone's using the radio, it will mute the engine volume even more. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so that'll affect the paramotor and the trike. Now we got drone. And we have the volume at 0.35 times the radio. I guess we can also multiply it by the volume engine. So if you have your global settings for the volume engine. At 0.5, it'll cut that in half. If you have it full, it'll be full. I don't know what this mute drone thing does. I don't know, but I'm gonna do it here too. Alright. Just out of curiosity, is that mute drone thing active? Is the mute drone? No, it's not. Okay, well, that's alright. Okay, well, that should be it for changing the audio levels on the multiplayer people for the engines or the motors. Okay. So now we're gonna do environmental sounds. So you can adjust the environment sound settings. This is gonna be a little difficult, just like it was with the engine yesterday. But we'll go ahead and go about it. Alright, so let's go find those settings. Somewhere in here. There's the sound settings. Alright, so we need one for environment. So let's add environment one. We'll put it under engine probably. Environment? You think that's what it should be called? Or environment sounds? Or wind? I don't know. What do you guys think this should be called? We can ask ChatGPT for some ideas. Let's see. Let's see. I am adding sound settings to my game that can adjust the wind and environmental sounds. Can adjust the volume of the wind and environmental sounds. Any idea what this slider should be called? Let's see. Ambient, environmental, atmosphere, wind and environment. Ooh, I kind of like that one. Wind and environment. Wind and ambience. No, outdoor, no. Okay, wind and environment. That looks good now. Let's see if anybody. Oops. 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 Alright, nobody had any better ideas, so I think we're going with that. Wind and environment. Spell that right? Okay, environment. Okay. In the code, we'll call it simple. Let's go wind. Wind volume in the code. Alright. Yep. So now we need to adjust that. Wait, let's make sure these are like, maybe we'll put them a little, so 125. Then we'll get them a little closer to each other. I guess that would be 125. That would be 250. This one would be what? 125. That'll probably work for right now. Alright, now the sound settings. So this wind, we'll have to change this to slider wind, is calling the sound settings here. Alright, we'll do this again. I made a couple mistakes yesterday, so we'll try not to make those same mistakes. Wind. Volume. Wind. Julian says he still gets motion stick. Yeah, that tends to happen, but be sure to check out in the settings. There's some settings for like motion sickness. Like if you go here and then options, be sure to check out like the keep head level, reduce motion sickness in the limit field of view. That might help with your motion sickness, perhaps. But yeah, easy on the controls, you know, if you're in VR. Of course, you could just play it outside of VR if you have the Steam version. Some people just prefer that. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Here. Okay. Volume. Wind. Alright, we're gonna have to go and add a variable here. The global variables. Where is it? Paste that. Wind. Alright, save that. So that should pop up now. Yep. Okay, the default will be 0.5, I guess. Slider. Oh. Always go here. Engine dot value equals volume. Wind. Okay, got that. Just copy this. Settings. Oh, I don't know if we have a settings yet. Do we? Settings. No, we don't. Okay, we gotta add that. Settings volume, huh? Let me copy that. Let me find it in the global variables. Okay, we gotta add one for wind. now we should be good. Alright. Okay. Now we just need a increase decrease function for the buttons. Wind. And make sure we update this. Volume wind. Yep. Okay, update the settings file, so now it'll save to your computer, but we're not saving that variable yet, so where do we do that? Here. Yeah, we'll do wind sound. Guess we can just type wind here. Volume. Okay, default will be 0.5. And do settings. Yep. Okay. And parse wind. Oh. Volume wind. Alright. Alright, get everything? Is everything wind here? Did I forget something? Alright, now we need to add it to the file. So this will be on your settings file. We'll store it on your computer. And then, okay, that's the update settings file, and then we need this. Anything else? Might be it. Feel like I'm missing something. Okay, here we go, yeah. Settings, wind, line. 47 settings in the game so far stored on your computer. Wind is the 47th one. Alright. So, we change the wind, updates the settings file. It'll load it on start, right? Okay, update. Yep. Start, it'll get the wind from the variable wind. Volume wind. It will then update the slider value. Okay, we should be good. Increase volume, wind, decrease. Okay, now we have to just hook it up to the game. Let it compile. Takes a while to compile. Alright, let's hook it up. So this button will decrease the wind and environment sound. So that should call the decrease volume and wind. This button calls the same thing. Decrease. Yep. This one should increase. Increase wind. Increase the wind. Yeah. And what else? Oh, we have to reference the slider. Where? Okay, here, slider. Okay. Well, looks good, I think. Save it. Hey, what's up, Justin? Long time no talk. Get to witness game development firsthand here. Not that you don't do it every day as well. Alright, let's check the... Uh-oh. Wait. Uh-oh. Something ain't working right. Man, why are they getting click sounds? Getting the classic object not referenced. What? Okay. Damn. Well, if we're gonna test in the editor, we need to make sure it's not null. I mean, technically it would work if we started the game from the beginning, but since the global variables are not initialized yet, we can't test it without giving me a bunch of errors. I could probably put that in a separate function, but whatever. Let me try that. Well, teaching is good, right? You get to work on a bunch of different projects. Help the students out. But yeah, you'll have to let me know how your fishing game is. That was a cool game you had going. Why ain't it working still? The value's changing over here. Did we just not got the slider reference to it? Or maybe we're not updating the right slider? Oh, yep, there it is. Wrong slider. Slider. Volume. Wind. Okay. Oh, wait, look at this. This is wrong too. Volume, wind. Okay. Okay. Wind, 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 wind. Okay, hopefully that's right. Did we save that? No, we didn't save it. Okay, there we go. After the game jam, the fishing game stalled out. I agree, the corn gameplay was real nice. Indeed, you gotta hop back on that, man. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Alright, now the slider's working. We just gotta make sure it's saves in your settings file. In the settings file, so we'll start the game from the beginning. Yeah, I had many ideas for that. That fishing game was cool. Well, let me know if you want to brainstorm anything on that game, Justin. Do something with it. Alright, let's see. Oh wait, forgot to. Alright, so if we put music all the way. Put the wind all the way up and then quit the game, will it be full the next time I load the game? I kinda have my doubts, but let's see. Yeah, weird, it's one different. Hold on, so I put it all the way up. It should be... What is the, 1? It's 1. It's 1, so... Kill the game. File has been updated. Let me see what the settings file reads here. Oops. How do I copy this? Here we go. Okay. Oh. .9. It saves as .9, but I set it to 1. What's up with that? Why is it saving as .9 when I set it to 1? Update settings file. Go to definition. I bet I made a mistake. No. Not in it. Settings, volume, wind. I bet it's saving like what? I bet it's loading. And okay, where do I load the file? Here, right? Oh wait, no. Wind? Oh, setting volume. Wind. Huh. Hold on a second. How does this work again? Where do we set that? Where do we get that? Oh, shit. Open settings file. Huh. Let me just check something. I feel like it's getting another value. So, let's see. Justin says, I created a full game design document for it, including the trap mechanics for lobsters in different stages. Our budget shortcomings was that the boat physics needed improvement. Yeah, I remember. I don't know, I thought the boat mechanics were pretty good you had going. But yeah, I like the idea of different stages, like your boat upgrades from a little fishing boat to a bigger one. Maybe your net gets bigger. So many possibilities. A flying lion. Our other player engine noise is part of the environment. Yeah, if you watch the start of the stream, I added that for you. So, be good to test that out when we get the update out. Alright, let's see. Alright, so I have this one full. Let's put all the other ones like 0.4 just to see. Okay, should save. Should be full, but it's setting it to 0.9 for some reason. What? Now it's full. I don't know what happened. Okay, we set it to 0.5. Is it gonna save right? What? It added another. Okay, look, it's right there next to the N, okay? Something weird's happening. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, look at that. It just put it up one notch. What's up with that? .4 .599. Weird. .599. Why is it like? Why is it doing that? Why is it going .4999? We need to like round it off or something. How do I make it one decimal again? ChatGPT, I need some questions answered. How to round a float variable to the nearest to one decimal place. I've done this many times before, but I forget. How to round a float variable to one decimal in Unity C#. Oh yeah, we'll just do this. do it for all the variables. It's kind of weird it would do that. Don't want it multiple. Let's see, it gotta be easier way for this. Oh wait, we don't need to do that. Okay. When. Alright, so now it should always be 1 decimal place. And saving as a setting as 1 decimal place. I think. Let's see. Oh, it's still 0.599. Oh wait, oh, there it goes. 0.6. Alright, yeah. 0.6. Alright, now if I save as 0.5, close the game, run the game again, is it gonna give me 0.6? Or 0.5? No, it gives me 0.6. What the heck? 0.5. Decrease the volume. Volume when. Okay. Save, update the settings file. Okay. If I load the settings file, it should be 0.5 now. Oops. Where did my settings file go? Oh, 0.599. What? Okay, it should be 0.4 now. 0.499. What? Why is it not just saving as 0.4? It's 0.4 right here. Something's wacky. Let's do this. Hold on, sorry about this. I don't know if this will do anything, but... Okay. Round it in the update function. It should always be a never decimal. It should never be but 1 decimal at all times. Let's see. Check the live stream. Where are we at here with the chat? I do. Was it a quest game? Oh, we already had it working for the store, buying bigger nets. Thanks, Joey. Gliderson keeps getting better. Thanks. I made it for a game jam with the fishing theme. Instead of a rod, we used the fun net catching system. I don't get to add the Tony Hawk style quest system I wanted. The Tony Hawk style quest system. That would be interesting to hear about. Do you know how to use Unreal Engine 5 years? Nope, not really. I think I spent like one day in Unreal Engine, and then I tried Unity, and I stuck with Unity ever since. I didn't want to mess with all that blueprints, visual stuff. I'd rather just work in the code. Easier for my mind, at least. Some people, some people like the blueprints. But not me. Too much to look at. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, we were going to test this again. It should not be saving any decimal to the settings file. I have no idea why it's doing that way. Alright, let me look at the settings file over here again. Alright, now it's saving right. 0.5. But wait, it's 0.6, isn't it? Okay, I just updated it to 0.7, so it should be 0.7 now. 0.6? Wait. Where's 0.7? What the heck, man? What is going on? Why is it always one less when I save it to the file? Settings volume wind equals volume wind plus that. Hold on, let me see something. Settings volume wind 0.7, 0.8. That's a string value too. But when it saves, when it updates the setting file, for some reason, it saves as one less. So I have it as 0.8 right now. And it's 0.7. Is it doing it for all of them? Let's see, engine 0.2, 0.3. It's always one higher. Set it to 0. Point one. The heck? Get it. got any ideas, Justin? I'm saving that float variable, which is 0 right now. 0, 0. When I save it to the text file, it gets saved as 0.1. Think about this for a second. Maybe ChatGPT has an answer. Why, when I save to a text file, the value 0.1 that it saves as 0.2? Sounds like a point precision issue. Combination 0.1 might end at a 0.2 in a text file. Double check your logic. Somewhere the value might be getting unintentionally modified. For example, value 0.1, but now possible that your statement actually isn't the one you think. For example, no. If you're converting the float string and it's gone through some math or something like that. Oh, let's try a 2-string, huh? Maybe that'll do it. Let's do this. Instead of that, let's do 2-string. I kind of doubt that will do anything, but you never know. Let's see. Okay, set the music to 0.5, so it should have just saved it a file. What do we have it at? Okay, that works. Okay, set it to five. Okay. So should have saved this 0.5. 0.6. Come on, man. 0.7. 0.6. Now it's saving as 0.5. Okay, no, 0.6. 0.5. Heck is going on? 0.7. 0.6. Now it's one less. frustrating. It's doing the opposite now. What the heck? Setting volume, which is string, so it's already string. And the string value is right here. And there's 1. Got me thinking I should bring the fishing game back from the dead. I'm talking with my buddy that he thinks we made it and that Seal Awakening was fun. Where do you get all your music from? Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, just keep working on it like part-time, you know. It's up to you. Depends how busy you are, but always fun to have a good side project being built for the fun of it, you know. You could, yeah, just work on it part-time, get feedback, slowly build it. You know, maybe over, if you don't have much time, work on it, like, for a couple years, and then slowly build it, get an audience, then release it on Steam or something. Be cool. Fun to do. What's the other question? Music. I usually get the music from Emotion Array. I gotta pay like $15 a month or something for their subscription. They got a bunch of let's stop this music. Get annoying. Yeah. They got a bunch of music you can license. Probably should use it. I know they're better ones, but that's the main place I get my music. Where do you get your music? Do you have a preference, Justin? Alright, I have no idea what's going on with this. You know, let's do a debug.log. Just so I can see what that wind variable is being stored as. Before I save it to the file. Let's see. What? Okay, win 0.9. The heck did you? Oh. Wait a second. Think I know what's going on. It's updating the global variables in the update, and it's doing it before I add. No, I do it there. Oh wait, but let's do this. Let's create a function called public void update global variables. And then instead of doing this in the update function, we'll do it every time we call one of these. We'll also do it in the update function. We'll also do it here every time we change it. Yeah, I think that was the problem. Actually, we don't need this. We could just... No. I don't want to update the text file every frame. Okay, but it's updating global variables before it updates the settings file now. I think the update wasn't getting called first, and it was all out of order. That should work, I think. Let me just test it here. Alright, okay, so now, moment of truth, let me look at the text file over here. And it's 1. Oh my god, thank you. So if I close this now, open the game, our wind environment sound setting should be a full 1. Alright, let's see. Yes. Okay, let's see if they all work. Set them all to 1. Should all be 1 next time I load it. Oh, motion array as well, okay. Yeah, we both get the music from the same place. I like to get custom stuff from Fiverr. Oh yeah, I've done Fiverr a couple times. It's always fun. You never know what you're gonna get back on Fiverr though, contract work. Alright, let's see. Sound. Yeah, they're all 1. Right. Set them all to 0.5. Alright. Whew, that took way longer than it should have. I think it's all working now, though. That was a bug. That bug's been in there for a while, actually. Alright. We have a wind and environment variable now. So, in the global variables. Now we need to just apply it in the actual level. In the actual game. So let's load up a scene here. Probably Sun Valley. And we gotta apply it to the wind. I think there's like a thermal sound too. Probably like the background noise. Like the birds chirping, probably that too. Anyways, we're gonna have to load it in the level script. Let's see, volume. Alright, public float volume wind default. If I don't have the global variables, it's gonna be default 0.5. But if we started the game from the beginning, it will load in. It'll update the variable to the global variable. Alright, so if we have started the game from the beginning, it'll load our volume win variable that was stored in the settings file. Okay. Now what? So we have that assigned, so now we're going to assign it to the actual gliders. You're going to have to do this for every glider? I'm going to be a pain. I like to get custom stuff from Fiverr. I sent you the GOD in Discord. The GDD? What's the GDD? I don't know the GDD. I don't know what that stands for. Let me know. But I'll check it out. Let's see. GDD. Oh, the game document. You want to look at it at the live stream? Anybody want to look at Justin's game document here? Oh, it says I need access. Wait, let me see if you shared it to my other. Nope. Yeah, you're gonna have to send it to my Joey Cycles at 5drealities.com if I can view it. I could just request access. Okay, let's see. All right. Well, get back to this. Resent with access. And then we have Asref says, I got glider sim on the Quest 3 a while back. Was wondering if you're adding a paramotor with the wheel trolley. Yeah, there is a paramotor in the game with a trike. Yeah, it's right here. We'll load it up. Paramotor trike. So unless you mean something different, that's in the game already. Alright, let's see if I have access now to Justin's game document. Refresh. Oh yeah, here it is. Alright, should we show it in the stream? Oh, without the trike. I read that wrong. Without the wheel. Yeah, it might be possible. Not top priority at the moment, but maybe down the line. We'll, it's a lot to do the running animations and all that stuff. It'll pretty much be the same, just would have to create a running animation, and the main systems would still be the same underneath though, mostly. Alright, Justin says we can show his game design document. Let's see, let's check out a fishing game. Alright, that's cool. That is a cool image you got there. That looks like it was generated by like Midjourney or something, but I like it. Game goals. Catch. Fishing game aims to catch as much money worth of fish as possible using a commercial netting system. Players will gain advantages by clearing the lake. Wow, cleaning the lake. By cleaning the lake. Increasing the fish in the lake, catching trash in the net, and lowering pollution. Okay. So you get like more points or something if you clean the lake, or catching trash, or lowering pollution. A whole adventure mode that tasks as much to complete and unlock new catches and new fishing areas. Yeah, okay. The game starts in a calm lake. You set out to find an area to fish in. You spot an active school rustling at the surface. You cast your net and summon the fish for a huge catch. And surround the fish for a huge catch. After you inventory the huge catch you made, you see the sun going down and a lighthouse nearby that hasn't started its nightly routine. The lighthouse seems out of order, so you head back to the harbor for the night. The next day you think, what must the night fishing be like on this lake? On our way out, you spot some old wreckage and use your fishing net to collect the buoyant treasure around it. One item catches your eye, an old generator part. You disregard it and continue to the lighthouse to inquire why it didn't start its nightly routine. When arriving at the lighthouse, you learn that the generator that runs the lights is out of order and that a new part is many weeks away. You offer the generator part you found to float in the lake. It's a perfect fit, and fishing in the lake at night is now safe. Okay, so you kind of like find things while you're fishing that will keep you, help the harbor out and stuff. Sounds cool. Got the controls. Start screen. Continue new game options. Pretty basic. That's good. Camera. Primary camera would be third person. Yeah. I remember you had that in the game. That's a good view. Players will control a commercial fishing vessel. Have small, medium, large. Okay. There will be upgraded boats players can buy. Yeah. It'd be cool if you can choose to buy them, or you could keep playing to upgrade. HUD. The HUD will feature a compass, mini-map. Okay. Player stats. Keep all their stats. Mechanics. Oh, it's a lot of fish. That's cool though. Level areas. Just kind of scanning over it real quick. Level 2, so there'll be different levels. Level 3, 4, level 5. So 5 levels. More gameplay elements. The lighthouse, harbor docks. Monetization. So the price be like $15 for the game. Put it on sale for $10. Yeah, looks like a pretty flushed out game design doc you got there. I would say like you start it simple there, that's good. Yeah, I wouldn't go too complex. I would maybe just flush out like that one level you had and then make sure all your mechanics work with that, release it, test it, and then maybe work on the other levels. once you know the mechanics work good. But yeah, thanks for sharing, Justin. Can't spend too long looking at all the details, but I like the look of it. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, the one with the engine on your back. Yep, okay. Sure, you can show it. Okay, that's fair. You can get the running animation from Max. Yeah, that's true. This is a cool fishing poster. That is a cool fishing poster. Yep, that was a cool title graphic for the game. I could see that being on the Steam page or something. Where was that? Yeah, that's cool. What you said just about flushes out. One level is the same thing. My buddy 10 minutes ago. Thanks for sharing it. Yeah, you want to keep things simple to begin with, you know? Like, I see people flush out long game design documents and get really involved in all the details, like when they first start out, you know? But I guarantee you, as soon as you start working on the game, that whole game design document will completely change. So, like, I'd say just keep the game design simple, like bare minimum, get the prototype working, and then go from there, because you'll have ideas pop up when you're like starting the game, and then you're like, oh, I should go this direction, and it'll go completely different than your game design document. But yeah, it's good to brainstorm kind of what your game's gonna be. I personally never wrote a game design document. I just start working on shit and then go where it goes, you know. All right, where were we? Let's get back to work here. Let's see. We need to apply that environment sound to the glider. So where do I do that? It's probably like the audio controller. Okay, we got wind audio, thermal audio. So let's apply it to those variables first. Audio wind. Okay. Okay, if it's paused, the volumes get set to 0. Right, okay. Then the wind volume is based on the glider airspeed and the max speed of the glider times the glider volume. Huh, what do we have? We have a... I didn't even know I had that variable. Glider volume? What is that set to? Glider volume. Glider 0.5? Hold on a second. What happens if I change that to like 1? Nothing. is the volume set at? Volume 1. Audio volume wind. Audio. Oh, what? Audio wind. Audio volume wind. Set to 1. Okay. But what? Glider volume. So I have it set to 0.5. Audio wind dot volume, and go back to the glider here. Audio wind 1.7. What the heck? It should never be above 1. Glider airspeed over max speed of the glider over 3.6. Times the glider volume. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Looks like it converts that to, is that miles per hour? 3.6. Alright, let's see. Alright, sounds good, Justin. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yep, gotta keep working here too. Yeah, it's hard. It's like I want to focus on the chat, but then I gotta stay focused on trying to get some work done. It's difficult. But we'll try to get one thing done here, and then I'll look at the chat, and then we can talk some more. All right, let's try to figure this volume thing out. Why am I dividing by 3.6 here? I'm gonna just close the game design document for right now. Go back to ChatGPT. I think 3.6. What is 1 meter per second in miles per hour? No, it's 2.24. What is 1 meter per second in knots? .94. Okay, what about kilometers? What is 1 meter per second in kilometers per hour? In kilometers per hour. 3.6. Okay, that's where that 3.6. We gotta write a comment here. So let's see. Kilometers 1 meter per second equals 3.6 kilometers per hour. So we're converting it to kilometers per hour, and then timesing by so the max speed of the glider is in kilometers per hour. So you could go over the max speed, which it looks like we were. So I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go like on float audio variable equal no, let's see. No. Float airspeed ratio is equal to this. Okay. Now that can sometimes be greater than 1. So we want if airspeed ratio is greater than 1, then make it 1. Okay. So then we multiply it by the variable. So then it should be 0.5. Let me just test this really quick. All right. Oh boy. All right. So test the mini wing out here, or speed wing. Environmental wind. Hold on, pause it. Should be glider volume. Okay, let's see if it increases it. Oh yeah, it did. 0. Still got the whistling, but the wind is down. Okay. That's good. But we don't want glider volume, really. We want that. I didn't even know I had that variable in the game, but we want to replace that with main menu controller dot volume. Main menu controller dot volume wind. Okay, let's remove that other variable, glider volume. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, we don't need that. Well, never delete things, just comment them out first. Let me remove it from the global variables because that's going to be confusing too. Glider volume. We need to look for glider volume. What? Glider volume. Okay. Let's see what kind of chaos we caused here. No airs? 3 airs. Oh, the trike has 1, but we'll update the trike here soon. And audio controller's been updated. Hang glider looks like it has 1 too. Yep, won't be using that. We will be replacing it. Okay, hold on. This needs to match this. Okay, wind audio. I guess we should have this comment here as well. So this needs to be the same for the hang glider audio controller and the trike audio controller. And we delete glider volume variable. And we replace this with that. Okay. Trike. Paraglider. Hang glider. Alright, so that wind should all the gliders should now be based off of that settings file. We got a bunch of errors. Okay. This needs to be wind volume. This needs to be wind, I guess. Probably the same here. Same here. Okay. Did I have to do here? Oh yeah. Here. Here. Okay, so that's been replaced by that wind and environment variable from the main menu. How many errors do we got now? How many errors do we got now? How many errors do we got now? None. Okay, good. Alright, let's test this variable. Okay, I hear the wind, but if we go to our variables, gosh, where? Oh, here, volume. I saw it somewhere. Volume wind. Okay, if we crank that up to 1. Oh, I it changes. If I go to 0, it's gone. Windless. No wind. Full wind. Little bit of wind. Half wind. And then I wonder if we should multiply it by the radio. Probably should. Alright, so when we hit the radio, it should reduce the wind as well on top of the menu settings. Yep. Which would be global variable, or no, main menu controller dot radio. Like that. So thermal and wind volume will reduce as well when the radio is played. Should we do that for the variometer as well? We'll do it for the water spray effect. Not paused. Oh, we're... Oh. Oh, okay. Never mind. We don't need this. We already do it. We already applied the radio effect at the end. Okay. But we are applying the wind and audio volume to the glider. And it should be working for all the gliders. Let's test it really quick. Let's test with the hang glider. So is the audio settings working for the hang glider? Forget what I called it. Sound, was it? It doesn't seem to cut the... Oh, it's only when when an incoming radio call comes. But anyways, gosh, where did I store that variable? man, there's too many variables. What is it, audio? Oh, audio? Volume. What is volume? Okay, it's after. It's near the bottom. After all the buttons. Alright, so. Environmental volume appears to be working. Land the hang ladder here for fun. I might have to update the way this hang glider turns. Something wacky with it. But we're not gonna mess with that now. Alright. Let me just do a final test. Let me test the speed wing, because I think that whistling sound was not getting applied. So if I turn the wind all the way down, we shouldn't get any wind. Pretty silent. Except there. We get the whistling sound still. What's up with that? Where is that getting applied? We got wind and thermal. Where is this other wind effect coming from? Dragging, wind thermal, wind, speed. On a wing segment or something? Maybe the body? Maybe it's on the character? Nope. Harness? Nope. Booster? Nope. Nope. The whistle effect. Here we go. Why do I have it here? I don't know, but let's see. Alright, well, we'll just multiply it by the main menu controller dot. Probably want that times dot sound or audio. No, sound. What? Volume. Volume. There. Alright, so that'll be affected by if there's a radio transmission or the settings file. think we want 3D blend on that, but we don't want any Doppler effect. Okay, it should obey the volume now. Near the bottom. Sound. Volume, wind. Okay, 0.5 right now. And then we cut it off. Alright. Kills them all. Okay. Loud. One. Alright. So the environmental sounds are working. You can now turn them off. Or set them to half. Whatever you prefer. I wonder if hold on a second. Let me test if I set the wind all the way up. Does that get affected? Uh-oh. Does it? What happens if I'm flying? Nope. What the heck? Okay, so wind is a separate variable somewhere. Like the wind speed. Cool. Should probably apply that as well. Where in the world is that stored? Let's see. If we were flying the speed wing, where else? Wind interaction? No reference to any sound controllers though. Let's see what wind effect it does. Yeah, that's the wind. Audio controller. Wind. Wind thermal, dragging, water. Oh, it's gotta be stored. It's gotta be stored somewhere else. Oh wait. Maybe not. Let's see, maybe it's down here. No. Just out of curiosity, if I pause the game, does that wind audio keep playing? I can't pause it. Can't pause it unless there's a glider. No. Huh. So that wind is somewhere else. Where? Oh, getting tired here. Let's see. Not there. Where is this wind effect coming from? Oh, you know what? I think it's in the main menu control. Okay. Oh, wind from settings. Oh. Oh, okay. It's in the wind controller, the global wind controller. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Alright, let's see. Okay, where do we reference the audio source? Okay, audio wind. Dot volume. Alright, I see what's happening here. And we just have to multiply that by the main menu controller dot audio volume wind. Alright. I think that should solve that. Scroll down to the volume of the wind. Okay, crank it up. And say it's one louder. 0 off. Okay, that's good. And then if we test trike. Trike is coming soon. Just finishing up the remaining problems here. I just gotta, holy smokes, it's got a lot of wind going here. It's a major ridge lift. Yeah, let me test this with us. If we turn the wind off, no wind. If we turn it on, we get a lot of wind. If we do the engine off, get no engine. If it's full, we get one half. Okay. Looks good. Alright, yeah, the trike is coming soon. I gotta just test it in VR. I'll probably do that here tonight. I can't do it now because I got another monitor running and it's just too much for the computer to handle to have VR and the monitor plugged in, so You have to do that outside the live stream. But I just have to make sure the VR controllers are working properly. And we got the new volume settings for the engine and the environment sounds. I think we should be pretty close to getting this update out on Steam. So tonight I'll do that. I think that's all, unless there's something I'm forgetting. So people can play with the new trike coming out on Steam pretty soon. And then we'll test on Steam. I'm sure people will have lots of feedback about how this trike flies. We'll fix those bugs if there's any major issues. And then we'll get the Quest update out. Push it to all the Quest users. You gotta make sure it's also working good in multiplayer. Should be. I was working on that last week. Wow, look at this. Wind is so strong, I'm just hovering. Wow. Oh, I'll just hover forever. Whatever, if I turn in the wind. Major speed. And back into the wind. I turn my wind volume off. Turn my engine volume off. Doubt people will turn it all the way down, but you can now if you want. Alright. Let's see if I can land into the wind. Just kind of hovering here. Alright. On the ground. How happens if I take off? Woo. Alright, I think I'm going to end the stream. I'm getting kind of hungry. Probably work on the VR stuff here tonight. So anybody watching this, thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you like the stream. If you want me to keep doing this. Kind of interesting. It's kind of fun to have grow an audience, kind of develop with the audience. But yeah, it's kind of hard to answer questions and stuff and get distracted, you know, while you're working. So it's, I don't know, have to be mindful of that. Not get too distracted, you know. But I still want to engage with the questions. It's fun to have Justin in. Justin was an old-time game developer friend. We worked on getting Glider, well, it was like 6 years ago or something. We had Glider Island. You could fly over the Niagara Falls, and we built the whole Niagara Falls from like scratch. Before the whole Google Earth thing came about, that's for sure. But yeah, he's teaching game development now, which is cool. Alright, I think I'm gonna just land. Wait, let's do the final test. Let's start the game from the beginning. Lower our environmental variable, our environmental audio, and see if it works. The final test. Okay, starting the game up from the beginning. Xbox mode. Okay. Let me just go to keyboard and mouse. Okay. Sound. Let's lower the music. Okay, that works. We'll make this like point. Let's just turn it off. So we turn the wind and environment on. You shouldn't hear any of that in the game. Maximize it. Okay. We shouldn't hear any wind. I don't hear any wind. Wait, let's see. We turn the wind all the way up. No wind sounds. Now it would be cool if I could change the audio settings here, and I'm gonna need to do that. But I'm gonna get this update out first and probably do that like next week or something, because that's gonna take 2 or 3 hours to get it into the actual game. So we'll work on that another time. But in the meantime, we got no wind sounds, which is what we wanted. We still got engine sound. Looks like the particles are active. Ooh. Alright, that's what we want. And just one last test, we'll set it to half. Oh, whoops, main menu, sound, half, back, start, load it up again. And I can hear the wind. Can you guys hear the wind? I can hear the wind. Okay, and then what? And then we fly with full wind. Paraglider. Woo! Getting blown backwards. Yeah, we'll have to get that wind settings, sound settings in here. But like I said, we'll do that another time. But in the meantime, I'm logging off. Get some food. Alright. Ending the stream. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Catch you later. Maybe next stream. Maybe tomorrow, or I don't really know when. But we'll have to try this again. Let me know if you watch this video later. Leave a comment, or yeah. Anyways. Ending stream. Stop stream. Alright.